Hi, everybody. This is Colin Estrom here with Sarah Mueller from Joy Discovered. Sarah Mueller is a success coach, mentor, and author, and we are in the middle of doing a series of videos related around her specialties and how she coaches executives. So in a previous video, we did confidence. In our last video, we did imposter syndrome. And now today we are talking about something that I've actually always wondered about, which is goal setting. So Sarah, how do you help executives with goal setting?
All right, that's a big question, but I will start by saying that goal setting is really important because it is really how we make any changes in our life and achieve anything that we desire, whether it's professional or personal. You know, lots of us have changes that we aspire to, and until we actually make those into goals, nothing really changes. And one of the first and the easiest steps that anyone can take to achieve a goal is to write it down. And studies have shown that just the simple act of writing your goal down makes it 42% more likely that you will actually achieve that goal. And it even increases if you do that daily, like do daily morning writing down of your goals and keeping them very much front of mind.
That's so fascinating. And that's like an easy thing to do. But why do you think it is that actually setting goals will help you get farther?
Yeah, so what's really interesting, if we look at any neuroscience research, a lot of us are operating sort of on autopilot. We're only using about 10% of our brain that is conscious. There is research that we get some 4 or 40 million stimuli that's coming at us every single moment. And so our brain is trained to filter out that stimuli so that we only see the most important. And a lot of what is happening then is unconsciously that information is being filtered. And we have our culture experiences, our childhood experiences, and so much more that plays into what happens in that, roughly 90% of our brain that is unconscious. So when we can make something conscious, like writing a goal down, it makes it very tangible. You're feeling your hand, write it on paper or typing it into a keyboard. It's moving that desire that's mostly unconscious into your conscious brain. And then what we see happen is that the unconscious brain, sort of in the background, we don't even realize it's happening, kind of conspires to help you achieve that goal. It will help you spot opportunities that you may not have seen. It will help you to lean into skill building that you need to achieve it. So it just brings more of that unconscious into conscious mind when we write it down.
Do you think that sort of plays into like how a lot of people recommend like prayer, meditation, positive thinking, like all those things kind of play together and achieve that result that you just mentioned?
Yeah. So, speaking specifically to meditation, meditation is the process of understanding what's happening in our brain, because some of those unconscious thoughts, when we begin meditating, we start to recognize that they're up in our head and what they're saying to us. So these might be limiting beliefs, or mostly limiting beliefs that are holding us back, things that are saying you're an imposter, like when we speak about the imposter syndrome that we just spoke about, or you're not good enough, or you're not strong enough, or whatever it might be. But so meditation is that art of making awareness to what's going on in your brain, and the positive outlook or positive affirmation. We see that we are the product of our environment. So if we are spending time with people and with books and podcasts and trainings that are uplifting, that are positive, that are helping us tap into that better part of ourselves, then that's more like what we're about to bring out into the world. So that moves a little bit away from, goal setting, but absolutely, I think those are all important pieces of high performance and having self-mastery.
Yeah, so let's go a little bit farther into like what you actually do with executives and kind of maybe a high level view of goal setting and like an actual approach. So give us the framework. Do you do like short, medium, long-term goals? How does that all work?
Yeah. So when I'm working with my clients, it's very individualized to them. You know, we look at what they want to change in their life and what they want to create more of. And so one of the things that I do with them is we put those changes into a rating system so that every time we're meeting, they're rating themselves on a scale of 1 to 10 as to how much they are achieving that goal or that intention for their life, whatever it might be. And so this simple act of keeping those things front of mind. I mean, you and I could do that ourselves, even without the help of a coach, just every day checking in on the big goals that we have for ourselves. The simple act of bringing it to mind is another law of life, essentially, that helps us to achieve those more. We're keeping them front of mind, we're making them conscious, and so we're focusing on them. When I'm working with my clients on, goals, I generally ask them, we have sort of the big dream, the big thing they want to accomplish, the new job, the new relationship, the better parenting, but we have to break that down into small goals. And so we will do that together, because in order to maintain motivation, we need to look at the small goal versus that big dream. And I know when you and I were talking about a week ago, I was explaining how if you're going to climb a mountain, for example, and you're down at the bottom of the mountain, you look up and you look at all the work that you have to do to get up to the top of the mountain, that's scary. That's overwhelming. That's why people don't achieve their goals, because they are just stuck in paralysis because they're scared of the huge mission that they have in front of them. But if we just break it down to like the small goal, I'm just going to walk 20 steps today, or I'm just going to walk 20 steps right now. Or like a goal, if you're applying for a job, I'm just going to identify my strengths today. That's that one goal. When we break it down into those small goals, we maintain motivation. When we achieve that goal, we're excited and it keeps us going forward. And every day we can do one small thing, but it's hard to sit down and say, well, I'm going to write a book today, or I'm going to climb a mountain today, or I'm going to build a new business today, right? Like when we focus on the small, that's attainable, achievable, and it keeps us with energy to move forward.
No, that's fascinating stuff. And I totally can relate to, like, when you break things down and focus on the smaller piece, it seems easier to accomplish and you'll go farther. Really nice, really exciting things that you get into with your clients. And I definitely appreciate you meeting with me and telling us about all these great things that you do. So anyways, I look forward to future videos with you and looking at future topics. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, it's been fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.